You know you are meant for so much more, that you are created to make a difference. You are an instrument for transformation. You've been working at it. You've been doing an amazing job with it. And yet there's probably still a level of you that knows that you want to take it even further, that there are more people that you want to impact, that there's a bigger difference that you want to make. My name is Felicia Searcy, your Dream Life Activator. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. And in this live today, I want to help you understand what is it to really step in to make a bigger difference, and how to do it by making a soul connection. Here's the thing: in order to make a difference with people and for people, and by the way, just to let you know, I'm on the beach, and so doors are open, windows are open, so lots of extraneous noise around, and I'm talking to you. It's you and me right now, and I'm wrapping my arms around you to help you really go so much deeper in understanding what a profound influence you are, that just your presence alone makes a difference in the lives of others, and that there are elements, there are gifts, there are capabilities that you have that you want to grow and share even more. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is to learn how to make a soul connection with people. Here's the thing: people pay attention to you when they trust you. People put themselves in your care when they know that you have their best interest at heart. And the way to do that is to make a deep soul connection with people. So, how do you do that? How do you make a soul connection with people? Well, first of all, you show up for the human experience. So often we want everything to be perfect. We want to look perfect. We want life to be perfect. And it's not. It's messy. It can be unpredictable. In fact, life is very unpredictable, and awkward and uncomfortable. And when people are looking for some kind of help, and when they're looking for a solution, they're at their most vulnerable. They're in that place where they're really face to face with their humanity. So one of the first things to do to make a soul connection is to connect with people on their humanity, to really be present, and see them, see the struggle that they're having, really be present for the potential suffering that they may be experiencing. Now, we know this, right? And it's a master skill, because so many people, possibly you, I know that this is something I really had to work at. It's like it's a s- really being present for somebody's struggle taps into something in you, and people work to avoid really having to face other people's struggle. That it's vulnerable, it can be uncomfortable, because you may not have an answer. There's a part of you that wants to fix it for somebody else, and so people stay on the surface. And if you're staying on the surface, you're not really making that soul connection. So, how do you do that? How do you be present for somebody else's humanity? How do you really be present for the struggle that somebody else is experiencing? How do you see somebody? One of the things that I just heard recently from somebody who I'm grateful she stepped in as a client, we were talking, and she was sharing, and I was reflecting back to her, and she said from the depth of her being that she felt heard and seen, that she felt heard and seen by me. That's a soul connection. And so the way that we do that is by secret number 2 is understand is that you don't have to have the answers. In fact, you don't have somebody else's answers. That their situation is not something to fix, that there's nothing to fix here. That in order to make that soul connection with somebody else, your work is to tap into the stream of intelligence that does have the solutions. It's to take a stand for the other person, knowing that they have their answers. You don't have their answers, but there's something just compelling inside of us that we think we need to have somebody else's answers. And when you believe that you have to have somebody else's answers. You actually rob them of the opportunity to tap into themselves. Now, the way that you are able to take a stand for somebody else, knowing that they have their answers, is because you've discovered it for yourself. Oh, so glad you're here from Denver. Who is it? I want to see who, put your name in the chat so I can see who it is, because I just see Facebook user as the comments. So, in order to be able to take a stand for somebody else and knowing that they have their answers and to be in the discomfort of their discomfort, you have to do your own work. You have to come to discover yourself that there is a power moving through you, that you do the work for your own healing, to be able to be present with those parts of you that you may want to be avoiding, and to truly come to know that you are an instrument for good. And the more you're able to tap into that for yourself, the more you're able to hold that for somebody else. And the more you're able to be with them in their discomfort. Hey, MJ, so glad that you're here. Able to be with them in their discomfort without feeling compelled to take their discomfort away from them, but to be able to hold that space for somebody else where they then are able to discover their own answers. They are able to discover that they've got a stream of wisdom, a stream of inspired insight moving through them. So, how do we truly make a difference in the life of others? Knowing that you are an instrument for good. Number one, you be present with somebody else's humanity, that you dig in there and you get all up in their stuff with them and you allow them to be where they are, that you allow them to be in that place of discomfort, managing whatever discomfort you may have, where you're not jumping in to fix it. So number one, you're present with their humanity. Number two, you understand that in the midst of their humanity is a stream of intelligence expressing through them, and that you take a stand for that. You take a stand for them, and you take a stand for that stream of intelligence, that their own voice of inspired insight is at work. And the more you're able to hold the space for them and be present with them and truly see and hear them and offer compassion without getting sucked into the need to fix, the more you're able to truly know with and for them that they have their own answers. You don't have their answers. I don't have your answers. I know that there is a power in you that's bigger than whatever situation you may be facing. I know that there's a power within you that's bigger than any situation or pain that you may be experiencing right now. And the more I know that for myself and do my own work to be able to claim that and know it for me, the more I'm able to know it for you. And the more that you then are able to know it for other people. Remember, you are an instrument through which divine presence expresses. So you don't even have to have anything figured out. You just simply make yourself available for this wisdom, for this presence, for the expression of love, which then allows you to be present for other people in that way. So, number one, you're with them in their humanity. Number two, you in that place of their humanity, you know that there is a power moving through them that has their answers. You don't have their answers, but that there's a power moving through them that has their answers. As you're able to do this, you're able to offer deep compassion and an awareness of truth. So you're with them in their humanity. You know that there is a power moving through them that's bigger than any situation that they may be facing, bigger than any pain that they may be experiencing. And in that place, number three, that the spiritual secret of really making a soul connection is that you take a stand for them, that you believe when they're having difficulty believing, that you be that partner in believing. And when you're able to be present with compassion, knowing that they have their answers, you are, it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's not coming from a place of self-righteousness. It's coming from a place of deep belief, compassion, reassurance, and affirmation for the other person. As you do this, as you make a soul connection in this way, really be present for their humanity, know that there is a power bigger than any situation moving through them, that they have their answers, and stand in that truth as you're offering compassion. Now you're connecting soul to soul, and you can be of use to the other person. Now you can be an instrument for good. So share with me your takeaways with this. How will you then show up in a way that truly allows you to be that instrument for good, for that power to move through you in the face of somebody else's struggling, knowing that you have a solution for them? Share your takeaways in the comment section. And if you want more of this, join me in my Facebook group, Ultimate Life Now, where I do regular lives and we really get into the conversation of how to be the instrument of good as you are building out a life that you love, knowing that this truly is your highest contribution to the body of humanity. All right, know how much we deeply love and appreciate you. You are amazing. My name is Felicia Searcy. Mwah. God bless.